Hey guys, this is the Moneyology on Markets Precious Metals Review for December 23rd, 2018. This is going to be the first part of a series of reviews that I'm going to do over the next couple of weeks. And they're going to take a look at the precious metals sector that I believe is breaking out to a multi-year breakout. From 2011, we've had a downtrend. Basically, all the way to 2016, we had what many have thought was the bottom, and a multi-bagger rally for many equities in this space, and then we basically retested the lows. For many stocks, we've broken down to new lows, and so it's been a very hard time to be an investor in the precious metal space. But right now what we're going to see is that there's a number of significant signs that suggest that a new bottom has been reached, and now we are starting a new uptrend, and so the gains can be significant. Again, I've got over 200 names in the sector that I'm looking at, and this review is just going through the first 100 or so, stay tuned. Anyway, so here's what we've got. So starting with the gold, all of these, by the way, all these charts are from a weekly perspective. This tries to remove the noise from the day-to-day, and so this is not for day traders. This is more for swing and long-term investors. So what you want to see here is that gold bottomed at 1167 here in August. We had a PPO that was bottoming and was moving to the upward trajectory. It was kind of like a fake out over here, but that was a pretty bad time in the space. Once we broke out of this, we retested this, but we had positive divergence with the first bottom of 1167, and we really haven't looked back. We broke above the middle Bollinger Band, we consolidated above that, and basically we've been riding higher ever since. We've closed this week above the 50-week moving average. We peaked above the 200. Couldn't quite close above that, but that's all right. PPO has been breaking out. You've got the money flow moving in the positive direction, and I think that with the various other things that we've seen, that this is a significant bottom. Stay tuned. So starting with the junior miners here, the junior miners broke out of this downtrend that they've been in since July. From a price standpoint, from a momentum standpoint, which is in our opinion more important than price, we see positive divergence. You see we're at a higher high in RSI. We closed the week above 50, which is very positive, but higher high in RSI than the last time when price was at 30.16. So that's a positive sign. Look at the volume here. PPO closed the week above zero, so it's a good sign for the week to come. Now the majors here also, look at this breakout above downtrend of RSI. So this downtrend has basically been since the highs in July, August of 2016, and we've been in downtrend ever since. We broke above that, and we broke above it very strongly. And while it's possible we might retest it to the downside a little bit, I think ultimately this uptrend is real. Gold Bugs Index, here's another perspective from 2016. From the highs at 286, we've been basically retracing this trend line here. We broke above this in 2017, which was a positive development, but we've been basically back testing it multiple times and going to lower highs, lower lows rather. So that was not necessarily constructive, but we finally broke out of this secondary downtrend. And that's a very positive development. Again, closed the week above the 50 RSI, PPO above zero. You see stochastics moving in a positive trajectory, so I think that this is a very, very positive sign. So let's take a look at some of the names. These are in alphabetical order, and I just selected some of the ones that look attractive here. Look at the volume on Alamos. Last couple of weeks, that's a very strong bottoming action. We're seeing positive divergence in RSI, closed the week above that 38 level, and it just looks like it wants to move higher. First target is that $4 zone, the next one is around 5, but this looks to be a double bottom here, and positive price movement. It should not be here. Okay, so Alexo Resource Corp, another one that's been in a downtrend for a long time, but specifically broke down in July of this year. We finally peaked above that. We had a nice break higher, and while it sold off, you see the positive movement in PPO, suggesting that things are starting to look better. You've got RSI peaking above that 30 crucial 30 oversold area, and if it moves higher, $1 really is a very good buy point here for us. Alio Gold, another one that's been bottoming here, double bottom, really triple bottom right now, but you see it's constructive, building positive base of momentum, and that's what you want to see. And so if this can break above that $1 zone, then this can run really hard. Alumdin Minerals, AAU, we've called this breakout here for a while. We finally broke out above, rallied to that first target at 70, and we couldn't break above that 50 week moving average. We broke lower, and we retested from the upside. So far successfully. That's very positive. If this can consolidate or rally higher, that's your trigger that this breakout is indeed real. Anglo American, so a lot of these names, as you see, they're more on the penny stock side, but Anglo American is a very large player, and you see this rally from 2016. It's been building a very, very strong base ever since, and rallying and making multi-year highs, despite a sector that's been really poor, weak. So right now we're just consolidating here. Once this breaks back above this $12 zone, this can really run. I can see this stock in a precious metals bull market hitting close to $100 a share. So this is not your typical penny stock. It's not going to see the volatility that your pennies do, but this one can really see some positive upswing in a renewed bull market. Atlantic Gold, another one that's been consolidating here for a while, and it just looks to me like it's just coiling and getting ready to break higher. Again, I wouldn't touch this unless you're a fundamentals investor, which is great, but from a technical perspective, until this breaks 160, it's kind of dead money, but there's a lot of value here, so definitely might consider doing your due diligence. B2G Gold Corp, another one that looks strong. It's been consolidating here for a couple months below that 270 marker, and it's starting to break higher. RSI is leading the charge, and I think that this is going to make a run towards 375 very soon. Bello Sun Mining Corp, another one that's got several downtrends that is breaking out of, and I think that this is going to break above 30 very soon, and the upside here is very strong. I think this can see 90 cents at a minimum in a renewed uptrend. Bravada Gold, another one that's been basically hit all the way since 2016, but it can see a move similar to what we saw. We saw a move from 2 cents all the way to 40. Well, I think we can see a move from 5 cents all the way to 60. And it's setting up here very strongly. I like this right now. This is one of my favorite charts. You see PPO above 0. You see positive momentum even as we're in a downtrend, and it's starting to really show signs of recovery. Sentiment Egypt, this one here is creating this nice rounded bottom with positive PPO trajectory, positive RSI trajectory. If this can break above 1.4, it's got some upside resistance here with basically this death cross of a 200 below the 50. So until this breaks above here, I'm not really looking to touch it, but if it can break above here, there's significant upside. Another one of the larger names, Coeur d'Alene Mines Corp. This one had a very strong hammer pattern. Look at the volume, PPO, strong and attractive here. So it has a lot of upside should it break out. Another one is Compañía de Minas Buenaventura, and this one looks very, very strong. I like this. This is one of the best charts that I've seen in the space. Look at the volume here. That's remarkable to have such strong volume on a day when the markets were completely crushed. It's breaking out in RSI, and as soon as this breaks out above this 1670 marker, this can set up for a next stage higher. Detour Gold Corp, another one here that's been hit for a while, but if you draw a trend line like this here, it looks like it's getting ready to break above this trend line. RSI is setting up, and it looks like it appears to be coiling. PPO close to breaking a move above 0, so very strong. Above 8, this is a buy. Endeavor Silver, I'm seeing some names in the silver space finally starting to catch a bid. You've got the PPO curling, You've got several strong moves on the weekly, and it seemed, and we closed above that 38 important 38 zone on RSI. This one still has a lot of resistance up above, but I am seeing signs of life, so definitely keep an eye on silver names. Here's another First Majestic Silver. Here just created a double bottom, and although not substantial divergence, there certainly wasn't negative momentum, and that's always a positive sign. You draw a line like this, we are breaking above the uptrend. PPO is curling. You got nice volume coming in, and so this can set up for a really nice run. I mean, if silver finally breaks out, as I believe it's the probability is increasing every day, I mean, this can see 14, possibly highs of 19 plus. So this is very, very much leveraged to the silver sector. Fortuna Silver Mines, FSM, another one that had this downtrend here since July. It broke out of that, and PPO, rather RSI, is peaking above that 30 oversold area. So we'll see. It needs some follow through this week, but positive signs do abound. Finally, on this particular review is Goldfields. This one has acted very strongly since September. Look at this price action. So now it needs to break above this 350. Otherwise, this could be construed as a bear flag. But momentum is definitely strong. Look, momentum is broken up above the 60, basically around that 60 area, which is much higher than when prices broke down here in August. So whereas if you're a classical trader and all you're looking at is price action, this looks like a bear flag. But when you put this into context with momentum, this is not a bear flag. This is a up move in with a very, very strong momentum, and it's going to break higher. I'm fairly certain of it. It's a question of days or weeks, but it's going to move higher, and I definitely like this. Is one of my favorite names in the space right now. Anyways, guys, stay tuned for more videos in the coming days and weeks. I am considering making a subscription channel, so stay tuned for that. And there's, you know, you're looking at the volatility here in the markets. There's just a lot of red right now, so we definitely have to be cautious, but precious metals is the one space right now that has created this rounded bottom, and I really like what I'm seeing. So these videos are here for educational purposes. Look at silver. If it breaks above 15 here, that's a very, very positive sign, and it's certainly showing signs of momentum on RSI. Anyway, guys, thank you for following, watching, and subscribing. Have yourselves a great day.